Chapter 883. Moel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Podcast Cat Boy Edition. I'm the cat guy ever, and this is Hippocrit.
What the fuck?
Oh, we ate the cat fruits.
No,
and we're cat boys
but
forever.
like, what the fuck, dude? This chapter's really scary. It really is Halloween.
Oh.
I'm so fucking terrified.
It is spooky. There's spooky things that happen. Oh, it's very creepy. It's both makes me giggle and makes me go, oh dear.
I giggle as I shit my pants.
Yes, it's excellent. Hey, do they have Halloween in Japan? They must, right?
No, it's just scary all the time over there.
It's just a terrifying place to be. Okay. All right, well, let's get to it. Oh, right, and chapter 883, Merienda, Espanol. Excellent. Good. Approved.
Yes.
So we've got a chapter cover page here. We got things happening.
Yes,
Punch
the
guy.
Idio arc, where he's, I think the last
More like
thing...
idiot.
I was gonna say that, but I thought that doesn't make
Oh.
any sense and is stupid, so I won't say it.
He's stupid because he's an idiot. Got him.
But
Excellent.
it's like the last cover page was like two ships were fighting, and now he's saying, "Hey, stop fighting! I'll fight you about it." And now he's fighting them.
Oh, it's hilarious. He's beating up everyone on all sides. And I think... So there's like an alliance... As I recall, there was an alliance of like 4 of the martial arts guys. There's, of course, I think this guy was Abdul on the bottom right. And then, of course, there's Idio. And in the back, you can see... I think his name was like Blue Gilly of the Long Leg Boys.
Well, there's
And
quite a
then,
lot of long leg
Captain
guys in
Turban.
this page.
Yeah, I mean, in the background, I'm pretty sure it's Blue Gilly, who was like a member of these guys, like a little band, and then the guy who's behind Idio got fell down, and then the guy in the foreground. It looks like they're fighting a long leg tribe pirate crew. That's what I'm gathering from this,
Yeah.
which is cool. You got long legs. I like it.
Long legs, very long.
Very good.
All right,
And
so
let's
still with the big berserk battle. So Luffy's
Yes.
doing his. I don't know whether we've seen this specifically muscle balloon, like
Yeah, he
blowing
said
up,
that before. He said that before.
but like a very specific, just one hand. I think has he done that?
Well, he says that as like his like preliminary thing to going Gear 4th. He has done like the muscle balloon to clarify that he's blowing air into his muscles. It has happened. It has happened.
But yeah, he's getting his arm, like he's covered in mochi, but he's getting his arm ready. But Berserker's having none of that. He's crushing him with the goop,
Yep.
and
yep,
he's being all
really-
like, you know, I'm not like a dumb enemy crab. I'm gonna kill you with my big. He's just like Sans from Undertale. He's gonna do his big powerful move
Yeah,
instead
it's true.
of fucking around like all the stupid villains and everything. So that was pretty
Yep,
good.
he's doing one of those. He's doing one of those. I'm not going to be like those other dumb villains. I'm going to make sure you're dead. And then, of course, we'll see how that works out for him in a little
Yeah.
bit.
So, yeah, he turns the mirror world into mochi and then flattens Luffy with it, and
And
suffocates
this is pretty
him.
cool. I got so remember just to say like so again to touch on the awakening thing. So like the one time we've seen it before, I mean I know we saw the Zoans way back, but to see Doflamingo do it in Dressrosa, that happened just like at the very climax of the battle, like right at the end, and it was like it happened really fast, and we didn't get a chance to really like do anything cool with it, and so that kind of sucked, and was just like. I don't want to use the word Mary Sue, but like Mary Sue-esque in that like, oh, he just gets more superpowers out of nowhere. Okay. But like now, this is good, and like we're seeing more of what this guy can do with it. And it's kind of cool. And he makes a funny mochi pile. Oh, yes, it's funny. I laugh. And Luffy
I do
looks
like
is
how-
very fucked.
I do like how like the mirror world is made of checkerboard, so it's very easy to see how goopy and curved the whole thing
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I bet Oda planned that maybe somewhat. Maybe not. I don't want to give him too much credit.
It already is a curvy sort of planet world thing.
That's true. It's kind of weird shaped. But in any case, Berserk here is getting really fucking pissed at how sneaky Luffy's being, and so he's just like, all right, that's it. I'm just going to use my full power, squish ya. No breathing for you.
I need my you know my lovely what is it called
His
merienda.
merienda. He's a Spanish boy. That's a light snack. It's a light snack.
Yeah, and he has it every single day at exactly the same time. So he's very particular. And then the chef boys are coming like, I'm so sorry. You were fighting, so we couldn't give it to you. But the tea is cool now. I'm sorry. We've ruined it. We've ruined your favorite meal.
And there's a little bit of an implication here that like he kind of needs this to be in top shape. Like I don't want to overextend and say like, oh, if Luffy had kept him going, he would have died because he didn't get his merienda. But Luffy was actually like affecting him a little bit. He was getting to him a wee bit here, which is interesting. But mostly he just needs some snacks.
I don't think
or maybe I'm overreaching.
I don't think it would have been like a physical thing. I think it's just like he gets really uppity when he doesn't have his snack at the right time.
That's true. But then, like, even when his tea cools, they're like, oh, no, we're so sorry, Master Katakuri. Your black tea is now iced tea. And he's like, iced tea is fine. Yeah, what a magnanimous guy. Like evil, truly evil characters would be like, no, fuck this. I'm going to kill you for this shit because you just were mean to me now. But no, he's fairly reasonable. He's fairly reasonable here. And he's just like, no, it's no biggie, dog. I'm chill for some iced tea. That's, yes,
Yeah,
it's nice.
I mean, it
nice.
could be, but he also says sugar is the source of power. So, like,
Yes.
It's very clear that the iced tea is just like a nice beverage to go with the important part, which is the donuts.
Indeed. And by the way, I'd like to point out that sugar is actually a very bad source of carbohydrates. They are simple carbs. They get processed by your body similar to a poison. And the calories from sugar get directly turned into fat that you then have to burn off. So I just want to remind everybody, this is some bullshit fantasy logic. Sugar is not actually a good source of energy. Eat complex carbs like oats. There you go. Just a reminder.
Well, I think he says that because his power is mochi, which is kind of sweet.
Well, okay, just clarifying for the kiddies out there, like myself, who are dumb and shit.
Yeah, so like he needs that to refill his mochi bar in his like RPG stat window.
Right, of course.
And he builds a like mochi little house to
Which
be
is adorable,
hidden in.
and I love.
Yeah. And I mean, let's just cut to the chase.
Well, no, don't cut to the chase. It's funny how they say it's. Oh, no one has ever seen Master Katakuri eating before. He's a very private man. And remember all the hype that was brought up last chapter about how this man has never relaxed for a second in his fucking life. He was born standing up straight, to attention, sat down, and was like, fuck lazy people who lie on the floor. I literally hate the floor. Don't even need it. That's who this guy is. And here he is. No one's even seen him eating before. And remember, his mouth's been covered this whole time. So yes. Okay, so that's where we are. So
and surprisingly, I wasn't expecting like the walls of the mirror wall to literally become edible mochi. I thought it was just like mochi-esque substance.
But if you think about it, it makes sense. Like if he's going to sculpt them, they have to be mochi because he's a mochi, controller. He's not like a weird tile wall controller guy. So the fact that's the thing, guys. Luffy does survive. He escaped by eating his way out of the giant mochi pile, which is such a Luffy thing to do and shows his power, and I think is a clever way to get him out of here. Even though I do want to say it does like, Katakuri, what the fuck? Why didn't you sit around for like 5 more minutes just to make sure Luffy suffocated? But to be fair, I think he might have been impatient because it was time for his merienda. And so he was like, oh no, I'm like... It was a personal flaw that kind of made him underestimate Luffy. Even though he was trying not to, he still couldn't quite help because it was lunchtime for him, which I like. I think it's cool.
I have to wonder whether the lunchtime is like it's a necessity or he is just kind of used to that and he wants
That's what I'm saying. I would say this is more of a psychological vulnerability because I didn't see any indication that he like needs it necessarily in terms of like his body won't be able to function, but I think he has something of a psychological dependency upon it, or at least a psychological dependency upon having it at a certain time of the day. And like, because like when we see what goes down, like things are, this man needs to relax sometimes, and it might be necessary for him in order to keep functioning properly to do this sort of thing every day and have like a routine. Some people need a routine to function properly in life, and I think this might be something along those lines.
Yeah, I do like how Luffy, like, this is the Big Mom arc is like the food arc because she loves food. She's big. There's food.
All the pirates have food powers.
Yeah, and it's like, and Luffy is like the guy who eats.
So
like
he's
like
shine.
he's very powerful in this
That's
setting.
how he beat Biscuit, and that's how he is currently surviving this current challenge with Katakuri, and I really like it. It's great. I was hoping we'd see something like this.
Yeah, it's really like the Sanji Luffy arc where Sanji's cooking and Luffy's eating.
Chopper's doctoring. Yayo, yayo. Yes, excellent.
Yeah, so he notices or smells donuts in the thing, and he's like, all right, I'm going to beat the shit out of that house.
Oh, no,
donuts
well,
in it.
before that, it's funny. The guys are like, they're trying to like distract. There's a bunch of chefs around who are trying to distract Luffy, and they're like, no, don't look at this house where someone obviously is. But Luffy's just too fucking sharp, dude. His sense of smell is too honed. Or he first he uses haki to like detect that there's someone in there, and then he uses his sniffer to detect that he's eating donuts. Which is, it's just, I know it's silly, but like it honestly reminds me a little bit of like Eneru, because if you remember Eneru, who had mantra powers, he was able to use his incredibly powerful mantra to like detect where people were, and then he was able to use his electric powers to like read the electromagnetic waves to like hear what people were like doing at various places. So he did function like a god and could do that anywhere. Whereas Luffy here has a different sort of power where he can, use haki or mantra just like Eneru and like detect where people are, and then he can tell what they're doing based on the smell of the food because he's a food guy.
Dude,
hilarious.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where like Homer he smells the exact ingredients of like a pudding, and then Bart's like. No, there's this thing like he smells the exact ingredients of like a pie or something, and then Bart's like Nelson's like, "Whoa, your old man's really got a good sniffer," and then Bart's like, "Oh, that's nothing. He can hear pudding." And I'm like, "Is that does Homer have observation hacky of like pudding and shit? Is he secretly a shonen?"
He totally is. He's the next. He is Kaido. He is Kaido. Homer Simpson. It's gonna be epic, dude. Okay,
yes.
so Luffy's barged in here. He's gonna get in on this shit.
First, how does he just suddenly not be fat? I forget what he does.
They just it's just he's just running and then instantly he's thin, and like it's played for comedic effect because they're like, wait, a human body can do that? Like, so, like, it just instantly is gone for, like, no good reason, which is fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, I just don't know whether he was, like, running around for, like... Because he's, like, running away, and now he's running back.
He just ran from, like, point A to point B. Oh, wait. Oh, shit, you're right. Like, it says, where are you going? Like, he's running away, and then he runs back, I think, after he burned off the calories. I think you're right. That was, like, a thing that he did. Oh, I didn't even get that at first. Oh, okay. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
So he gets gear third, big elephant gun, smashes through, and okay.
Okay,
disgusting.
Here we go. What the fuck is this bullshit? Oh my god! Damn it! No! No! This is my eclipse. He truly is Berserk, because this is my fucking eclipse. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. This...
He looks so fucking goofy.
I fucking love this. Okay, like, there were two ways you could have gone with Katakuri. Like, you could have made him, like, ultra mega badass, or you could make him, like, literally the most embarrassing character in all of One Piece. And Oda went that way. Oh my god, so shameful. So shameful.
Before, when I was thinking, like, I wasn't expecting it to be, like, goofy, like Monster Munch monster, like Monster Mash, like, goofy, big-faced, fuzzy, purple hair, like a Fairly Odd Parents sort of, like face. But with his, like, scary, like, angry eyes, it's actually scary.
It is scary. It is when he, like, gets mad. Okay, to be totally fair, like, what we see here, okay, a lot of things are happening here all at once. So Luffy smashes open the thing, and we see, oh, the decadence of that disgusting man, Katakuri, he's lying down. We were told this man has never lied down in his fucking life, that he hates the ground, and here he is lounging about like a piece of shit. Embarrassing.
He's literally being equus right now, because he's like eating while lying down. Forbidden immoral donuts. Delicious.
Yes, it's absolutely disgusting. And just how Equius is by far the best character in Homestuck, as is Katakuri, the ultimate what's the hedonism man of One Piece. Oh, I love it. This is perfect. Oh, fuck. Okay. So he's just stuffing his fat fucking face with these gigantic, disgusting donuts and, like, licking it. Just fucking licking it and just languishing it. And the sheer decadence of these donuts. It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, all the build-up last chapter, and then we see this. And this is the man who holds the Big Mom Pirates together. This is the man. Oh my god, it's over. It's over.
If we had seen a character like this from the beginning, that just had a weird jaw, it would not have been as disgusting as this seems.
Of course not. Like, this is, like, the main bad guy of this arc, basically. Like, Big Mom is, like, a force of nature. This is the big bad here. And he's just been revealed to be the most, like, embarrassing man on the fucking planet. It's... Okay, but I do want to say, though, to clarify this, okay, so his whole thing here, where he's got this gigantic, disgusting jaw, which is just, like, the most embarrassing thing of all time. Like, at first I thought, like, oh no, that's what his face looks like. Kill me, please. But then, we do see, like, on the next page, like, that his jaw is shrunk. So I think what's actually happening here is that when he gets into the decadence mode, which he does do, like, I think he uses his, like, stretchy powers to just let his mouth, like, stretch really wide.
Oh, of course.
And, like, yeah, so it's not like he looks like this all the time, that's, like, just his face. It's just, this is what he does in his, like, most embarrassing moments.
Yeah, but even without that, he's got huge fang monster teeth.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong, and they don't look great.
On the left, bottom left, that side, that profile, he looks like...
Oh God.
He looks like the mascot of like a cereal box, like a spooky Halloween cereal. It's just so completely removed from what he was in every way. It's perfect. It's so good. Fucking weird. So good.
See, guys, people just don't get it when I say this, but, like, this is what Law was missing, like, things like this. He didn't have enough of stuff like this to make him, like, a literally 10 out of 10 perfect character like Katakuri is, who I literally care about more than most people in real life. It's the best. But if you go to the next page, then we see him with his shrunken jaw, and, like, okay, yes, he's got the big old fangs there, but you know, it does make me wonder, look, I couldn't quite figure out, actually, you know what? Okay, let's continue, and I'll comment on it a little bit. So, that happened, and then we see, like, the three chefs witness. They see and Luffy see what has just transpired here. For the first time ever, he has been exposed as, like, a fucking embarrassment. And these three just witnessed it. And Katakuri immediately is like, oh god, you saw me. In my special private time, you witnessed my decadence.
Well, what I really
immediately
like about the way this happens is that you saw me in the state of eating. He doesn't he's not pointing at anyone. He's like, Luffy is the first guy in the next panel, and then he goes and first kills, like, some of the chefs. He kills all the chefs
immediately. Yeah, yep.
Because he was talking to them. Because, like, no, everyone must die.
But see, you know what? Because this is actually what I wanted to say before. Like, you remember how Katakuri was totally chill with the, like, black tea being cold? And, like, that, like, they specifically point out, like, how he is a pretty magnanimous guy most of the time. Like, he is not, like, by nature, like, evil or bloodthirsty or wanting to hurt people for, like, no good reason. Or even for very little provocation. Like, but in this case, like, this man is so fucking embarrassing when he's alone and by himself, and his image of a cool badass is just so completely destroyed. He basically has no choice but to murder these people. Honestly, I'm on his side. You should kill people who see you in this. You know what? Fuck them. Katakuri's self-respect is more important than these people's lives. I feel this sincerely.
It's like when people, find T-Bap. You just gotta hide from the shame. They
have to die. They have to be deleted immediately. It's true. But it's another interesting thing I want to point out here was, like, so we do see on the one page, we see Katakuri's, like, normal jaw, and he's got the weird spiky teeth, but, like, that isn't particularly embarrassing by itself. So, like, there must be a really good reason why he covers his face. And maybe it is just because he has, like, weird, scary monster teeth. Like, I could buy that.
It could be the monster teeth. It could also be the fact that his jaw is, like, slit, and that happened...
Well, see, that's what I wanted to ask about. I wanted to ask you if you agree with me. Because, like, so one of the like, chefs, in their panic, as they're like, please don't kill us, like, says, like, we won't tell anyone about it, even if our mouths are ripped apart. And he says, like, whose mouth did you say was ripped? Okay, so clearly, his mouth is, in fact, ripped. And, like, So I think that's really what he's covering up with the thing. Like, the scars and the covering up his face was all part of his character, which is brilliant. Literally the best character in One Piece right now. I fucking love him. But, like, what I'm wondering is, what is actually the deal with his mouth being ripped? Like, is it... Because here's my headcanon that I don't have proof for. But I think that, like, in a moment of one of his most embarrassing eating fits... Like, he was stretching his face too much as he was, like, eating quickly, and he, like, tore open his face or something.
All right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think because...
Okay.
Well, he is Mochi, but Luffy... I'm
also,
just
you know
trying to
what's
think...
cool about this? I just want to point out how cool this is that this man, let's not forget, is Big Mom's son. So it totally makes sense that he would have these, like, embarrassing traits, because Big Mom is just, like, has the mind of a child. And so, like, he really is carrying on her legacy. Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. Love him. 10 out of 10.
I
wonder who his dad is.
I assumed when I saw that they were like you know, I'd seen them before. I think they may have been that may have happened before he got his devil fruit, and they're like permanent scars. So that like whatever happened before then is like really embarrassing. He doesn't want to think about it. Doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't want anyone to know. It may have been that he just loves donuts too much, and he ripped his mouth eating one, and that would be hilarious.
That is what I think. Whether or not he had his devil fruit at the time, that is what I think we're supposed to gather from this character. That like the fact that we see like when he is eating like at the beginning, we see him stretching his mouth open. Like now that he has this power, he can do that. But before, when he wanted to, like he wouldn't have had that option.
I think maybe like he got the devil fruit because he wanted to eat donuts, but that's not why he asked for it.
Everything about Katakuri is literally the coolest thing about One Piece. Every single piece of this character is perfect, and I think a lot of like retarded One Piece fans might like think Katakuri is like less cool after a chapter like this, or be like, oh, he's been exposed, he's actually not cool and I don't like him as much anymore. But no, this makes him even better and like more rounded and embarrassing. Everything that Law, those fucking idiots who love Law, like everything that Law lacks as a character, Katakuri has and is perfect. And doesn't have a fucking million chapter long flashback that we don't give a fuck about. We learned everything we need to know just by watching him now. It's perfect.
There was a guy in the last comment section on the podcast who was saying, I used to think Law was bad because I listened to the show, but then I read it and I thought, actually, no, he does have a few moments there where he's like normal and funny.
Emphasis on a few.
Yeah, to what I would say to that is that it's the equivalent of like a character having a moment when, you know, the anime sweat drop comes at the back of the head. That doesn't mean that they're have like a flaw that's like can be, you know, poked fun at and can be funny.
I'm the first one to say that I loved the moments on the Straw Hat Pirates ship when like they were making fun of Law, and it was really funny, and like I legitimately liked him more as a character for those reasons. But the problem was just like the lack of that stuff that came after, and he was just so serious and so like treated as like a god.
Serious characters have a place, but
like I would never make these complaints about someone like Sengoku, for example. Like he's basically an entirely serious character, but like the story didn't put him up as like a god or like has literally the best devil fruit, as One Piece canonically says about Law's devil fruit, which pissed me the fuck off.
Wait, when did they say that?
Like all the discussion about how like it's the magical devil fruit that can grant like eternal life, like, and like they talked about how like it is the best and most special devil fruit, and literally the OP no me, just saying. But that's a meme. That's a meme. There was discussion of and everything. And why is he a D? Why is he a D? Oda just threw that in to fuck with me. He just threw that in to fuck with me. Yeah, you know, it's too much. It's just too much of the cool guy stuff, not enough of the cool, funny guy stuff. You know, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance, and I think Law's balance is way off. Katakuri's though is perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. I was gonna say like a more serious character.
Right.
That is done better is Robin. Like, she doesn't have that many funny moments, but when she does, they are really good. And she's serious most of the time, but it works.
I couldn't agree more.
Because she's not like the super smart badass. She's just sort of like in the background because that's where she likes to be.
Yep. And like the role suits her as sort of a supporting character, even though obviously I would like every chapter to be only about Robin and no other characters. I'm willing to accept, you know, her position here. And she still gets, and Oda's doing more of this, like the moments where like she thinks about cute stuff in her thought bubbles that like are a fucking riot, and her like deadpan expression as she thinks about like cute stuff is adds so much to her character. And
when she like just casually says something fucking horrible.
Yeah, and of course she was introduced as a villain. And then we get to, right from the start, like, her being a good guy or a bad guy was ambiguous. Because, like, the first thing she does is, like, help Luffy and the gang. That's the first thing she does. And then, like, so you're kind of on the fence if she's good or not. And then when she, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, so much time was spent building up, like, to getting to know Robin before, like, we get, like, her flashback during Ennie's lobby. And, like, so when that happened, it was so earned. It was so earned. And it was great and perfect. Like, if there was a big Sakura flashback that was like, 10 chapters long about Katsukuri, I wouldn't like that either. If there was one that was like maybe half a chapter long and it was funny and clever and good, I could do that. But it's a matter of proportionality. That's the issue here. So hopefully that's clear. That's why I have issues with Law, but think Katsukuri is literally the best character in One Piece.
Yes. So
Indeed. Square Mochi.
So Katakuri,
Square Mochi.
Square Mochi, he goes. I don't know what the squareness does. I guess it's like edgy.
I don't know.
And sharp
makes it tough. Yes, it makes a maximum edge, which is literally true. Perfect.
And they lock fists, but Berserk is still big power.
So cool. He's so cool. I love him. And it looks like go on.
I just really like the imagery of like Luffy with his two Tom and Jerry cartoonishly
swollen hand
swollen
thing.
That punch really was powerful, and then he manages to get a kick in on his jaw.
Oh, hang on, before we get to that, I did want to say like there's actually something interesting of substance happening here. So Luffy does his one-on-one punch, like fist-to-fist punch, Lucci style, with Katsukuri here, and like they clash, and like Luffy loses, of course. But, like, there's this, like, it's weird that Luffy using armament haki would lose to another guy using armament haki. And Katsukuri here specifically says, I've got the upper hand in armament. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, I'm just wrong, because Manga Stream didn't say it like this, and this is actually 1,000 times more clear. Manga Stream made it look like, it literally said something like, there's things better than armament haki, didn't you know? And I was like, wait, what? Like, Mochi can be harder than fucking haki? Oda, stop, please. Okay, but I'm seeing that J Mini's box translation is much clearer. It just says, I'm just better at armament haki than you, which is just, like, that just makes all the sense in the world. So, okay, I'm with you. Perfect. But I do want to say that I do like that they're kind of confirming that. Like, Katakuri is literally better than Luffy in every way, except for what we might see happening here. So, Gib, what's going down?
Luffy seems to see an opening, and he kicks him in the fucking jaw, and he notices that he couldn't dodge it. His kick connected.
When he kicks him in the jaw, his head gets knocked out, and he immediately covers it up again, which I just think is a cool character thing. Like, he doesn't want people seeing his gross face.
And I think it's like, well, the thing is, Luffy says, I get it now, your ability. Like, I don't know what he's figured out, but I assume it's something to do with, like...
I think.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to get it yet, but I assume, based on what I'm looking at, that it's just that Katakuri is flustered, and he's like, he can't focus, and that's what's letting him... Because, like, I don't know, but I feel like Luffy has figured out why he can see into the future, and that's what he's doing.
I mean, okay, so this is actually a little strange to me, though I'm going to wait for Oda to clarify it. I'm not going to jump the gun and call it bullshit yet. But, like, it is... Okay, so what we have seen is that Katakuri has outclassed Luffy in every single way. Like, physically, he is stronger. 2, he is taller, much taller. It's embarrassing. Luffy's a mere manlet. Like, he has, like, a very similar fruit, only better in every way. And he has much more control over it. And he's got this, awakenedness to it. And his haki is, we know it's better in armament haki now, and we already obviously knew that it was better in observation haki. So the only thing Luffy could even have over this guy is Haoshoku haki, which shouldn't make a difference, because that shouldn't affect, Katsukuri here in any case. And then also... like, some other trickery, which I think is what Luffy's getting at here. There's something funny going on. Like, I do not know how Luffy actually got this kick off. Nothing here seems clear to me.
It's just he realized how he can get through, because like the whole thing with like the punching and the kicking and the fighting and the battling is that a category can see what's coming ahead of time,
right,
and can react accordingly every single time. But then, he wasn't even like Gear Second. He wasn't even doing like something special. He was just he just managed to kick him.
Maybe
so he's figured it out. Whatever
it's got to
it
be
is.
some sort of psychological thing. Okay, so we see Katsugori like reeling back with a punch, and Luffy goes like, as if he noticed something, and then he's able to kick him in the face. Maybe he's like weak to counters. You know, I honestly don't even want to speculate because I have just no idea. I have no idea what it is that he found. We'll have to see. We'll have to see next time.
But yeah, he goes Gear 4th, and
yeah,
here
he got
it
it
is.
off. He got it off.
And he get you big Kong gun punch, and that's the end of the chapter. But yeah, this is gonna be. I think the next chapter is gonna be it.
I'm really excited for it. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think next chapter, hopefully, we'll at least learn his weakness, and then maybe in a chapter or two, he'll. I don't think he'll beat him, but like the fight will rage on for a long time. Like Katakuri is not going down easy, and I do want to point out that like if you recall, everybody, Luffy fought Cracker in Gear 4th for quite a while. And it like that still took him like 8 hours to beat or whatever.
Was he in Gear 4th that whole time? I thought he was like
fat
eating
Gear
stuff.
4th. He was in fat Gear 4th mode for a lot of that. Or maybe he wasn't in Gear 4th.
I don't think he was in Gear 4th. I think it was just being fat.
But why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he go into Gear 4th if he was fighting him for that long and just get it over with? I think you might be right. Okay, let's assume that you're correct. Nonetheless, I don't want to see Luffy beat this guy that easily. I just think that would be strange if he could immediately just power up and outclass him instantly. So let's see what happens. Yeah, good. Remember, let's not forget, everybody, this guy is basically the heart and soul of the Big Mom Pirates. A Yonko crew, has seen countless battles, has established himself as one of the 4 most powerful pirate crews in the world, works directly for Big Mom, who is a fucking force of nature, and has over a 1 billion berry bounty to Luffy's mere 500 million. So, we'll have to see, everybody. We will have to see. Luffy is at 500 million, right? Right? That is correct?
Yes.
I believe that's what it was. All right. Sounds right to me. Yeah. Well, I don't know, fam.
That's it.
That's it. We'll see you next week. And here's hoping they punch him in the penis.
Ayo!
Hey,
look at
stretchy
Monkey
dicks.
go.
Yeah, he is Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm looking at him go. Hey, they should have a dick stretch-off contest between Katakuri and Luffy. That's what I want to see. Hopefully we'll see that next chapter. All right. Bye!
Elephant dong.
Excellent.
That would be the name of the thing Luffy says when he makes a giant penis.
Oh, what if he's sexing a lady, and then he makes his dick huge inside, she explodes? Elephant dong. Okay, I'm done.